Welcome back to Briggs on Books, our international talk show where we talk to authors from all over the world. Are you ready to pick your next book? Look at this one. The story, be careful what you read. It might be something about a Russian thriller, spy, something like that. The author gave me one page. I read it, which isn't fair because now I've got to read the whole book because just that one page was so fascinating. By the way, not only do I have the book here, I have the author here all the way from Essex, England. Welcome, T.G. Trouper.
Hello, America.
Our first guest was today was from London. Our second guest was from British Columbia. Now we're over to Essex, England. Welcome, TG. Now it seems like you come out with a book every 6 months or so. Is that right?
I've written a lot, yes.
A lot.
And they're sort of coming out, sort of dribs and drabs. I'm having to space them out a little bit at the moment.
Space them out a little bit. Tell us about this book, the story. Be careful what you read.
It's a story. A couple are about to go on holiday to the Greek island of Kefalonia, and he likes to read, but not sure if he takes a whole pile of books. So his girlfriend says, "Why don't you have an e-book?" And he's not sure. So she buys him one. She finds it in a second-hand shop. There's only one story loaded on it, and when she reads the synopsis, it's a slashy rom-com. But when he reads the synopsis, the words have changed, and it's a violent action thriller.
Wow.
He starts to read it and notices uncomfortable similarities between the story he is reading and the things he has done. The characters he's reading have the same initials as him and his girlfriend. They're going on holiday to the same place. They're flying out at the same time, and he talked to his girlfriend about it. Oh, it's just a coincidence. But the more he reads, the more the coincidence seems to be too true, and gradually it starts to predict what they're going to do.
Oh my
The
goodness.
story he's reading moves on to one place in the island, and they're going to go there the next day. And gradually, the words start to change as he's reading them, and it starts to communicate with him.
Amazing.
And it's too late. He realizes that he must never stop reading. Drives his girlfriend away because he's become obsessed with the book. So yes,
Amazing. What a great approach to a book. By the way, I got my Kindle reader. I just got it in the mail. My son just sent it to me. I hope that doesn't happen to me. I'm going to open it today, and there's going to be a book predicting everything that happened in my life.
I don't know if you saw on the bit of the text I sent you.
I did.
Story in standard text is the story that you are reading. The story in italics is the story he is reading, to
That he's
differentiate the two.
Yeah, that's a good trick to send out that little blurb, because once I read that, I said, I've got to read this whole book now. So it's just a little half page that pulled me in. So nice job,
Thank
PG.
you. With that in mind, a lovely lady from America contacted me. She's an author herself, Tiffany Michelle Dotson. She bought it on the Kindle, liked it so much, she went out and bought the hard copy as well, which, I mean, you can't say better than that, can you? That's the ideal. People buy your book twice.
Yeah, twice. That's great. Now, this is, would you call it a Russian spy thriller or a
Yes,
fantasy?
basically there's been a coup in the Kremlin, and the guy who's taken over and runs the coup is going to start a world war.
Wow.
Everybody knows he's going to start a world war. So as the story that the character is reading gets more and more intense as it goes on, the submarines evolves, there's the US president, who's a woman by the way, and there's to and fro between the submarine commanders, so it gets really intense as he's reading the story.
And he's
That's
living
the story
it.
he's
kind of
reading.
living it too, then.
Sorry?
And he's kind of living it as well.
And he has to carry on reading. He must not stop reading, because he does, then all of a sudden a load of bad things happen, and the book says, I will make more things happen unless you carry on reading. The book is completely possessed, and it feeds off the emotions of whoever is reading it.
Now, I just, right before we came on the air, I typed your name into Amazon, and I don't know, 5, 6 or more books came up. Or what other genres do you write in?
The first first three I wrote were female-led action thrillers about a young actress who gets caught up in a war and uses her acting skills to move through enemy territory.
Is that Astrid?
Yes, that is.
Yeah.
There's the three in that series, and I've just finished writing the fourth, which tells the whole story of the war she's involved in from the point of view of the daughter of a soldier that Astrid had killed. So it takes the whole story and turns it around from another point of view.
Amazing.
That was quite nice to write, actually.
Yeah.
Very, very...
Now you have more books written, or you're working on more?
Oh yeah. I've got there's another horror story I've written called Perfect Strangers, about meeting people who you think are perfect, then you find out that they're not.
They're not.
Incidentally, the inspiration for the story was something that happened to me about 20 years ago. I was on holiday. I was actually on holiday in Kefalonia. I was reading a book by a first-time author, and the action in the book was set in Kefalonia. Not only that, it was set in Argostoli, which is the capital, and that was 5 minutes away. Didn't think anything more of it. A couple of years later, I was on holiday in Croatia reading another book, and that story was set in Croatia. And not only that, that story moved to Venice, and I was due to go to Venice the next day. And I remember putting the book down saying, wouldn't it be great if somebody wrote a supernatural story about a Kindle that starts to take over his life? Got all about it until halfway through last year.
Amazing. Now, tell us where you get your book. I know we could get them at Amazon because I just saw them. Anywhere else that people should be looking for your book?
Any bookshop, Barnes and Noble in America, online, the usual, and anywhere, all directly from my website. I think they can be bought from Austin McCauley. He's got a US office, so yeah, they can be got from there.
By the way,
anyway.
Here is your website. It's on the screen, tgtrooper.ampbk.com. What will our viewers find at that website?
They will find information on all the books. They'll find out a little bit more about me and news that I've posted and blogs that I've posted. There's a recipe or two on there and things that have happened to me.
Things that happened to you. Very nice. Now, if I was going to give this book as a gift to somebody, here's the cover again, the story, Be Careful What You're Reading. Who do you think will enjoy this book?
Anybody. It's probably 18 and up.
18 and up.
I've got people who read my books from 30 to 70, and they all quite like it.
You probably hear this from time to time, but this book almost sounds like it could turn into a nice movie.
Oh yes, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Who would play this handsome young man in the movie? Would you play that role yourself?
No, I'm not an actor at all.
By the way, I don't know if we can talk about this because we're here to talk about your books, but your whole image on Zoom, there's a guy standing there playing the guitar. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I sort of play in various bands of varying degrees of success. There's bars and clubs and things.
I was going to say, is there a chance we might see you in a pub near us sometime?
In America?
Well, maybe in London or in Essex or something like that.
Probably not. It's getting very hard to get gigs nowadays. And since the end of lockdown, it's been very difficult.
Yeah. Oh, I bet the world has changed, hasn't it?
Hasn't it just?
So,
yes.
TG, when's your next book coming out?
I don't know. It should be later on this year. It's going to be another horror story.
Okay.
Just talked to the publishers today. They're going to redesign the cover for me, and it should be out, I hope, in time for Christmas.
Yeah, oh, perfect. Last thoughts, TG? I always go overtime with you for some reason because you're fun to talk to. Any last thoughts for our viewers?
Always ask, anybody who's going to buy a book, always ask if there's been any AI used in it, and if there has, refuse to buy it because it's just probably going to be in my bonnet about it.
Yeah, using AI to write a book, that's not fair.
No,
all right, TG.
People hear it from a human mind, not copied from somebody else's work and cobbled together in a microsecond.
Anyway, for our viewers, here's the book, the story, Be Careful What You Read. Here's another look at it on Kindle. It's all about the Kindle, I think. TG, thank you so much for coming on the show. I hope you'll come on again soon.
Thank you for having me.
And for our viewers, don't go anywhere. We have another author coming up right after this.